Hey, good morning, everyone. Just calling you up for a few minutes. I'm here in Lavon, which is about 8, maybe 9 miles from the town I live in. And this is another part of the lake that I have called you up at before, and I've walked around. This is another part of the lake, and I came up here because I like to sometimes come up here and walk this parking lot, and it goes way down there where I've done videos before, and then I come back up. I don't know how far that would be, but I walked about a half hour. Of course, there's many places, even in my town, to walk, but here is nice, and I don't come here that often, but I thought this morning I would. I can show you. Oh, I guess I can't show you. I have shown you this place before, though. It's the boat ramp is over there. Down there is picnic tables with covers. I call them cabanas, and hibachis, because in the summer people go down there and cook, and they can swim down there. They can't swim here because of the boats and people that fish. There's trucks parked here with their trailers, so they're gotta be out on the lake on their boats. No one else is here walking or having their lunch here. Nothing, just me and some squirrels. There's been some squirrels running around getting acorns. Early this morning, like around 6, it was 42 degrees and very, very damp. Not good for my bones. And the high today is 70. If anyone's been following me, you know that I love the heat, and I miss the 100 degrees. I'm comfortable in the heat until it gets past 100. I manage it, but I do get uncomfortable past 100. But give me 100 degrees every day, any day. I love it. What can I tell you? I haven't been feeling too good. In fact, I have a call out to the doctor. I probably will not get an appointment today. And then it's Friday, so. But I've been having stomach issues again, and most of the time it feels like that diverticulitis that I have, but I have not eaten anything that I think would trigger it. And then it could be IBS, and so it's gone on 2 days straight, but I've had the pain and everything for a few days, so I thought I just got a text, I better get a call out to the doctor. This morning I didn't have coffee because coffee is something that can trigger it. I had caffeine-free chamomile tea. I love herbal teas, and I had that, and I have a water with me. Oh, maybe some of you have noticed, and maybe some of you didn't, but a week or two ago I did a video. The title was, I think it was Ready to Square Up With You, or Time to Square Up With You, something like that. I took it down. It was up for a few days, but then I took it down because what it was about was I was putting a plea out to anyone that had some crocheted squares sitting around that you didn't know what you were going to do with them. You really don't like joining them, but you do like making them. They're good, scrap busters, squares are. So I was asking for them, and that I would put borders on them and then join them together and at least get one blanket done to send to Marianne for her to get to her connection for the Appalachian Mountain people in North Carolina. But two reasons why I took it down. One, I did not put on my thinking cap and consider how busy people are during this time of year with life and then with their crafts. So I didn't think about that. And then the second reason was nobody replied back that they had any squares they were willing to send me. So I thought, well, why keep that video up when that's what it was all about? So I took it down and I let Marianne know, because she actually contacted me and said she was going to be doing a video shouting out someone else's channel and a project they have got going to help those people, and did I want her to remind people about my video? And I told her no, but I told her to fear not, I will still get a blanket done. And what I was going to do is use all the purple, lavender, and sage squares that people made and sent me from my blanket, because I have made quite a few of sage squares and lavender, and then the mix, and even some variegated for my blanket. But I've not got enough to make a good size blanket for me, even though I wanted it for the couch. So I thought, when I get done some other things, I will get all those squares together and I'll put a border on them and join them, and I'll just send all of those to her. Now, she didn't want me to do it because I was collecting and making those squares for me, to have something for me from the YouTube family, but it never worked out. And so why just have all those squares around when someone else could really use a blanket? Now, since I never made a video to explain all this, the other day, a few days ago, some friends of mine, a husband and wife, who are subscribers, they became subscribers first, then we became friends. We've met up several times. I was in Plano and they were in my town, or going through my town. So they texted and wanted to drop off some things. She had hats, scarves, blankets, soap sacks, all for me to send to Marianne. She had a gallon of black oiled sunflower seeds for the chicken, and a couple things for me. But she also, I brought these to show you, she made these squares from when I put out that video. I didn't get a chance to tell her that you know, that whole video and everything went downhill, the whole idea. So I don't know. This is really neat. This is green with some flecks in them. And this is a nice blue. This would be like a burgundy. Let me tell you, she does really nice work, and she has great tension. When I can, I'll show the hats and the other stuff. Here's a lavender. And then there's a light blue. Oh, this has two different shades of blue. Very nice. And then I had made a few squares too after I did that video. So I may, you know, there's no deadline to it, because that need up there in the mountains is going to be a continuing need for a good while. So what I'm thinking is, every now and then when I'm just sitting around, I'll just make a square of whatever scrap color I grab, and I'll just add it to these. And the lavender and sage ones, I will probably still just get them out and put a border on them and join them and get that blanket done to Marianne, because it's not big enough for an adult. I never did receive enough squares, so maybe a kid could use it. It was a good idea. I was looking forward to it, but people's lives get busy. Even my life has been busy, and I haven't been able to sit down and crochet a couple more squares to add to that. Right now, what I've been working on is still these scrubbies for that order that I have. Whoops, something got tangled. Now I have an order for 20, and I think I have 9 or 10 done. They're at home. Here I just have, let's see, I have, well, I got water. Here I just brought one, just lost the hook. One cylinder thing, this hasn't been cinched up, but I just put one in this bag so that I can, if I decide to sit here and work on this for a little bit, I'll get out and go sit on a table. I'll have this, to measure. I do want to, oh, here's the hook. Okay. And, I will have the rest of these done by tomorrow for sure, because I'm going by my landlord's mother's house Sunday after church to drop something off, and I'm gonna have these done to leave there for one of her daughters that ordered them. So no problem to get them done. What else? What else? Yesterday I went to the laundromat, did laundry. Really don't have nothing exciting to tell you. I'm behind on everyone's videos. At this point, I'll never catch up. I will never catch up. I've still been just going to bed so early. Last night, I managed to stay awake to lock up those chickens, but after I did that, after I locked up the chickens, I did a few things, and then I did go to bed. Oh, I'd never made it to church last night because of the episode with either this diverticulitis flare-up or the IBS. If any of you have either one, you know that it's just, it's unpredictable when you're gonna have an episode where you need to be in the restroom. And yeah, my church has restrooms, but I prefer to use my own when I'm having a situation. And so, yeah. I'm just putting this receipt. What else? Oh, let me tell you this. You might find this interesting. If you've followed me, that I live in a travel trailer. And so my rent and my utilities, that would be like the lights, the electricity, the water, all of that area that I have, for the chickens, which I guess normally people would call it a lot. Not A-L-O-T, but A space L-O-T. So in RV parks or mobile home parks, you'd have a lot fee to pay. Your space, you'd be paying that on top of your rent or your mortgage and then all your bills. And here, when you live in a mobile home park, of course I don't have a mobile home, but when you do live in a mobile home park, you also have taxes. And depending on what part of the city you live in, you can end up with paying taxes to 2 towns for the school district. I know it sounds confusing, and it is, but I also know it's a fact. And then you have a whole bunch of rules that they at least print out, but one mobile home park in particular does not enforce. But anyway, I don't live in a mobile home park or a trailer park. I live on land that a friend owns, and I've been there 13 years. And he's really good to me as far as my rent and all that's included. The one thing that's not is my propane. And my propane tank, it's tall. Not as tall as me, but it's tall. It's not big enough for a propane company to come out and fill it. Here they have to be huge for them to do that. And so, now my propane, I'm very careful with it. I only flip that switch, which ignites it, to heat up water to wash dishes, take shower, cook, and also I'll fill, like the mop bucket with some nice hot water, and another cleaning bucket or basin, when I'm like washing out the refrigerator and things like that. I'm very, very careful with it. I do not use it to heat the trailer. My first winter there, I did. And boy, did I go through the propane. Some call it butanes. It's really the same thing. So my landlord told me, don't bother using that up. Run an electric heater or 2 or 3. Again, my electricity is included. Do what you have to do to stay warm. I'm so prone to bronchitis and pneumonia, and he didn't, want me to come down sick. So anyway, I run an electric heater and when it gets real cold. With all that saying, the other day, I went, in the tank, the propane tank, it does not have a gauge on it. So you're not aware of when you're getting low. And it has to be empty when you take it to a place to fill. You can't have like a quarter of it full and think, I think, I better go get it filled now. No, it has to be empty. Well, the other day, I found that it was empty when I went to put on the switch to get hot water. Empty, empty, empty. And anyway, it's a little bit of a hardship because I can't lift that tank even when it's heavy. Even when it's empty, it's heavy. I cannot lift it. So I have to always try to find, first of all, someone with a good back, with a truck, and availability. And now remember, when the tank gets filled, it's going to be even more heavy. So it's hard to find someone with a good back. And when they come back with it, I'm no help because I can't lift it. I can't even twist it. One time I tried to help, like, twist it or roll it off of a truck, the pickup truck, and I got hurt. My back went into spasms. So I am useless. And then there's always the financial part of it. I try to put, money back, $5 here, $10 there, so things add up. And usually in the past, that money has come from selling my crochet, which I have not been doing. Again, it's my fault for not updating my website. Now I will get some money for these scrubbies. Anyway, it's all working out. I'm not complaining. This is just part of sharing life in a travel trailer. And when you don't have a good back and you're not strong to do these things on your own, you're at the mercy of others. Thank God for others, but you are at their mercy, and it's not always easy to find people. In the meantime, one day I was texting with one of my subscribers who's a friend, not this couple, this is another one. And I had, said, oh no, something like, just found out, ran out of propane, and boy, taking a cold sponge bath really wakes you up. Something like that, And my friend asked or suggested if I had a electric burner, which I never thought of, so I didn't have one. And I should have thought about that 13 years ago when I've been living, when I moved in the trailer. But no, I didn't have one. And I think it was that same day or the next day, one came in the mail from this kind friend. And I'm not gonna, I haven't asked the person if I can name them, so I'm not going to. God knows who they are, and I do, and they do. And I'll tell you what, how handy is that? And boy, does it boil water quick. I have to boil up a couple pans of water, to fill the basin for dishes. And then another basin I have to take a sponge bath for now. And, but boy, does it boil that water. I forget how many minutes, but I mean, it's in no time that that water's boiling. How handy is that? If any of you live in a travel trailer and you depend on your gas for your cooking and these things, I suggest that you get you an electric burner. Yes. So I'm thankful for that. And what else? I have a couple things coming up or going on that I'll talk to you about later. That's kind of why I seem like I'm all over the place, have a lot on my mind. Not bad stuff, good stuff, but just not stuff that can be shared right now. And yesterday Monster went to the beauty parlor. I have a friend that's a groomer, so I don't get charged for it. I do give a good tip because it is work. When you have a Maltese or any kind of dog that really needs to be kept up on the grooming. But I haven't gotten a picture of Monster yet because she's always mad at me when she comes back from the beauty parlor. So yesterday she was grumpy. I didn't get a picture of her. Now, I did mention to somebody local that loves cats. If they knew of anyone that would like a kitten or 4 kittens, they can't take them in. They have 2 cats. But they know someone that may, and so they asked me to send pictures, and I sent pictures, and I'm waiting to hear back. Because, you know, the quote-unquote winter is coming. I say that because Texas winter is not really winter to me. When you come from New England and you're out shoveling snow, walking in snow that's past your knees. But we do get cold weather here in Texas. My part of Texas gets in the 20s, even the teens, with the wind chill, and pipes freeze, cars don't want to start, things like that. And I'm worried about those kittens. And so I hope that I hear back. I'm going to ask another person I know that doesn't like, or is not a cat person, I should say, but knows people. And so I'm going to ask him if he can ask some people. The thing is, I don't know how old they are. I know that they're eating dry food, kibble, because one of my other subscribers that is a cat person had sent me dry cat food, and they are loving it. So they're eating, and they have been for a couple months. Every now and then I'll see who I thought was the mother. I think she is. I'll see her laid out and they'll be nursing, but I haven't really seen it lately. They drink the water I put out. Let me tell you this. I forget what evening it was. It was not dark yet, but kind of getting dark. And I went out to collect the eggs. And go inside the coop, when it's like getting sunset, it's kind of dark in the coop. I need to remember to take my little flashlight, especially because of a few years ago when that big snake was in one of the nesting boxes. So I couldn't really see in the coop, but I put my hand in a nesting box and got an egg. Put my hand in the other one, there was no egg. Put my hand in the third one. Oh, I felt something. And it was not a chicken. And it was not a snake. It was furry. And when I put my hand in and touched it, it came out, and guess what it was? It was Miss Kitty Cat. She was laying in a nesting box and she was sitting on eggs. What was she thinking? Boy, did she give me the shock of my life. I got a picture of her just coming down the ladder that's there, but it was blurry. I had my cell phone with me, and I also could have used the flashlight on the cell phone to be checking those nesting boxes. I need to be more careful, or go out and collect them earlier where I can see, because do not want to run into a snake. That snake, that time that was in there, was over 5 feet long, and it had a couple eggs in it. And I'll tell you, even with a couple eggs in it, people on these backyard chicken Facebook groups and other groups say that when a snake has an egg in it, oh, it's more or less dormant, you know, it's lazy, it's full, it won't move. That's not true. It wasn't true about this snake. That snake had 2 eggs in it, and it was as fast as lightning. It came down from the corner of the nesting box, and it made its way through something to where it got way down on the floor and then back up, and there was 3 of us trying to catch it. Finally, one of the landlord's handymen caught it. That's how I know how long it was, because he held it up. And I went and I got a plastic tote, storage tote, and he put it in there, put a lid on it, and he took it, I don't know, way down the road somewhere and let it go. And if you look back through my community page, you'd have to go back a couple years. There's a picture of it. They said, now I don't know snakes, but they said that it was a chicken snake / rat snake, which is good to have around because they eat mice and stuff like that. Well, chickens do too. A chicken will go after a mouse. I don't want a snake anywhere that close. I don't care what kind of snake it is. That's too close. And so, what else? I guess this is it. It's been kind of all over the place conversation, but I thought I'd call you up. Because when I get out of the car, and if I go sit down there on a picnic table to crochet, I may lose the reception. I may. I got a knot somehow. So I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to make this scrubby while I'm here. Going to get my bottled water and go down there. I think I just saw a truck go past that way, so someone must have been down there. It's a good place to have a little lunch. I don't have nothing but my water. Oh, I got the knot out. Squirrel. Squirrel's over there under that tree. When I get all these scrubbies done, I'll take you a picture. And I will be taking a picture of the donations from my friend. I wanted to get to the post office today, but 11 o'clock. If I don't get there by noon, I don't go because it gets packed full. All right, I think I made a bigger knot. I thought I got the knot out. I'll have to deal with this. Okay, I'll talk to you later.